Studs and chads, today we're gonna be checking out top 10 new 2022 games. I'm pretty sure GTA 5 Remaster will be in there. We should also be getting Modern Warfare 2 revealed by the end of it, so let's check it out. If you're a Giga Chat, hit the subscribe button, make sure you smash.
22 looks to be a much stronger year overall for game releases. So today, like every year, we're breaking it down in two parts. Here are 10 or so games releasing in the first half of 2022 that we're really looking forward to.
Let's hope it's good, man. I want to see that good list.
Starting off with number 10, Tinytinas Wonderland. We've talked about this one already quite a bit since it was just announced a few months ago. Essentially what this is a big blowout.
Oh, so yeah, that game is looking like Borderland. I get it.
This whole concept of Tiny Tina, the zany
Anyone
side
that plays Borderland,
doing
you
her
hype for
own
it?
kind of fantasy adventure tabletop game. So here, what you have is a new Borderlands game set in a completely different environment with a kind of medieval, weird, mystical fantasy vibe to it. The weapon types seem totally different. The enemies seem totally different. Just the overall flow and loop of the game and the map seems to be different and more fantasy RPG focused. And it already looks like it's going to be fun. If you're a Borderlands fan, you're probably digging what you're seeing.
Yeah, if you're a Borderland fan, you're probably like hitting the
rub you the wrong way, but props to them for doing something different here.
The way
As of right now, Tinytinas Wonderlands is releasing March 25th, 2022.
There seems to be a lot of games coming out in March and February.
Yes, Polyphony Digital is working on another one. It's been quite some time. They very much take their time, but it looks like Gran Turismo 7 is continuing the trend of just really upping all the stakes. More cars.
I remember playing during the PS3 days.
More details overall. More fine-tuning, and we love to see it. Honestly, we're always excited when a PlayStation console gets graced with one of these really awesome games.
These are, if you haven't played them, games.
More hardcore simulation focused, so don't expect a lot of personality.
Even though I play on Sony ponies though.
Crazy jumps. No, this is like hardcore realism, real car stuff. So while there is a world for arcade racers, we have a blast with stuff like Forza Horizon and all that. The Gran Turismo series takes things a bit more seriously, so if you're a hardcore car enthusiast, hopefully you'll be happy with this one. So far,
yeah, Gran Turismo is more like realistic.
Dates sound like small things. It could just make for a really good, fun, gorgeous car game. And you know what? That's all we're really looking for. That's releasing, as of right now, March 4th, 2022. Next, over at number 8, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm bad at pronunciation, but this is the big one, folks. If you've been looking for a Pokemon game,
or I should say not at all, so
the open world and catch Pokemon and battle, here you go. I mean, granted, they've kind of dabbled with it before, but this is the blown out crazy one. There's been criticism already for its graphics. For me, I just look at that as kind of like the limitations of the Nintendo Switch.
Looking like PS2,
still to have a fully 3D Pokemon game.
But graphics are not always end all be all though.
These are high, especially considering this serves as kind of like a prequel story. It's in an older era of the Sinnoh region, and it's actually called something different. It was called the Hisui region, so it's kind of got this weird kind of old-timey Pokemon feel to it. You're still a guy or a girl with a cool hat and a jacket, but there's like a slight ancient vibe to it, and it's really cool. We're gonna be seeing new Pokemon, new trainers, new ways to fight, and most importantly, new ways to explore. There's a lot more going on in this one. If you're a diehard Pokemon fan, I suggest diving deep because some of the info we do have is pretty cool for how it shakes up the formula other than just it's 3D. But thankfully, we won't have to wait too long to really see how it is. As of right now, it's releasing January 28th, 2022.
You hitting
Next, over at number 7, we have Sons of the Forest. This is the long-awaited follow-up to The Forest, which was a survival game with some really hardcore horror elements to it and just some good stuff.
I thought it was gonna be
Sons of the Forest, interestingly enough, is hotly anticipated by Forest fans, but we don't know too much about it. It does look to be like a kind of new spin on what the original set up. You're once again stranded, you're using items, you're building shelter, and you're defending yourself from really creepy forest creatures.
Don't eat bats, okay? Don't eat bats.
Off this game too much. I prefer the kind of less is more style, especially for a game where you might already be like, yeah, I'll check that out regardless. Because they've been so dark for so long and so quiet, I'm hoping that they took the money from the original game and really went hard here and are gonna give us something absolutely amazing. You know, that's of course just me armchair speculating, but there's some cool potential, and we'll find out if that release date holds.
Yo, that's like Death Stranding
20th,
5 right there.
Now, next
These
over at number
creatures from
6, we have
Death Stranding 5.
Sifu. This is my personal most anticipated pick, just because of how
Yeah,
cool
a lot
it
of people
looks.
are into
I love
Sifu.
games like this, especially from developer Slow Clap. These are the people behind Absolver, which was a pretty intense game with
Yeah,
a
homie be
hand-to-hand
stretching,
fighting
homie be
system
stretching.
and a lot of challenge. This seemingly takes that gameplay framework, that combat system, and applies it to a different real style
Yo,
of
that
game.
guy looking
there
like
seems to be this
Keanu
mechanic
Reeves.
where every time you die, you come back older.
Yo, this guy looking like Keanu.
On here with the fight scenes, the way you can grapple
Oh,
and
damn.
counter and fight
Also,
enemies
like,
and use
Ghost of
objects in the
Tsushima guy.
environment or use the environment itself to win
Yo.
seems so satisfying. If you played Absolver,
Yo.
you know that combat system absolutely hits. Even if the rest of the game was just kind of like, that combat system is top tier. So for them to use that again and hopefully expand on it makes me just absolutely bet on this game. Next, over at number 5,
You
we have
into it or not?
Forspoken, which is the Square Enix action-adventure
that's a
RPG
baddie.
that obviously looks
That's a
like a
baddie.
really gorgeous tech demo, but is starting to reveal
The
itself
actor
as
behind
a
this
full
character
game.
is
At the time
wild,
of making
bro.
this video,
I love that actor.
new gameplay videos have dropped, and it seems interesting. It's still a bit too early to tell, but the concept of you just kind of being a regular girl thrust into this weird fantasy world and using these cool powers, it's kind of almost like Infamous, but like you're a mage casting magic. Seems pretty cool. Not to mention the fact that like just the visual style, the dialogue, the music,
The question is that will he have GTA 5 on the list or not?
AAA stuff. We're just hoping that the actual meat of the game, the gameplay, the exploration, and that story can really live up to what on the surface looks pretty cool. Forspoken is releasing on PC and PS5 as of right now. The news reports that it is a 2-year PlayStation exclusive, and
What,
we'll be
2-year?
playing that May 24th,
Damn.
2022.
2 years though.
Next, over at number 4, we have
Bro, what
Stalker
the
2,
flip?
Heart of Chernobyl. Now, the Stalker
2
series
years.
is an absolutely legendary PC series.
Yeah, bro,
It's
I
what
was
a lot of
blown
PC
away
gamers
by
think
this.
of immediately when
This
you
is
think of
Xbox
the early
exclusive, right?
2000s games, and just how it pioneered open world kind of survival horror resource management stuff in like a fun post-nuclear disaster world, and it seems like they're doing it again, but this time with a crazy budget and sick graphics. Recent videos
Dang.
with this thing running in Unreal Engine 5 look absolutely insane. We've seen little glimpses of gameplay with some combat versus human and mystical otherworldly things, including weapon attachments, using items. And if this is anything at all like the original Stalkers, it should make for a really tense experience. And now, thankfully, it has the graphics and really the mood and the atmosphere to really fill in the blanks and sell
It gives me
what
that
made the
Call of
original
Duty
game
and
so
Zombies
special.
vibes
There's
too,
still
though.
time to play
In a
the
good
originals
way.
if you never have, but we'll know for sure if this one is legit when we play it April 28th, 2022. Next, over at number 3, of course, you know we were going to mention it, Dying
GTA
Light
5?
2. After
Okay,
so
Dying Light. Okay,
many
we still
delays,
have
it seems
time.
like they
We still
finally
have
got it
time.
locked
You imagine
in.
GTA 5 at number
the long
1.
story short, the reason why we're excited for Dying Light 2 is because we like the original game so much. Not only was it just a good old solid adventure open world game that kind of took the zombie formula and spun it on its head, but it was also supported with a
Game be
ton
like
of cool
parkour.
post-release content, and it was like the game gift that kept on giving. Now with Dying Light 2, it seems like it's taking that fun core gameplay framework with the parkour and the action and the violence and adding a lot more RPG and story
It is
elements to it.
parkour-like,
You making
dude, bruh.
decisions on how to help out these micro-civilizations that have cropped up after the viral
damn.
outbreak. It looks like it's very much trying to do ambitious things with your decisions, and who you help and what you do will actually change how
Oh,
these
that's a baddie
societies or
right
these
there.
factions
Goddamn.
work. Not to mention the parkour moveset has also been upgraded, and there's only melee weapons. There's no
Yeah, I'm getting
emphasis
Black
on
Ops
guns
3
because
free
we're
run and
so
wall run
far
vibes.
past the original outbreak that things are kind of broken down now. We're pretty pumped. We've talked this one to death, and thankfully, hopefully, we'll finally be playing it February 4th, 2022.
Yeah, hopefully no delays.
Now,
GTA
down to
5
number
or
2, we have Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay,
now,
GTA
this
5
just
at
looks
number
like an
1 or
absolute
what? I
blowout
wanna
compared
see.
to
Okay,
Horizon
now I'm
Zero
anticipating
Dawn. It looks like they're
GTA 5.
taking
Let's
everything
see.
but making it
GTA
bigger,
5 is rarely
badder,
come in
and
March,
crazier.
unless they delay.
As you can see
So-
here, the combat and the action looks absolutely
If they don't add,
stunning.
I'm just
the amount
gonna
of
add it,
destruction, the amount of destruction to the enemies, the enemy types themselves, the speed of it all seems really cool. Not to mention the beauty of the world. It's Aloy on a new adventure, new regions, new cultures, and apparently more of an emphasis on questing and towns and RPG stuff that we love. Apparently NPCs
Sadly, I never
are going to be
played
much
the
more
first
interesting
one.
this time
I should
around.
try
Me
it out
personally, I
before.
liked Horizon Zero Dawn quite a bit, but I didn't love it head over heels. This one seems like it's really going to take it to the next level. Thankfully, we won't have to wait too long either. It's releasing February 18th, 2022.
Yeah, very soon. Okay,
Now,
GTA
finally,
5
at number 1, of course, it's Elden Ring. What more can you say about this long-anticipated
Okay,
game
I mean, I cannot
from
blame them,
Software,
yeah.
the people behind Demon Souls, Dark
They
Souls,
just said
Bloodborne,
peace out.
Sekiro.
They
This is
said
their next
no more GTA, goddamn.
Soulsborne formula and framework and putting it in an open world setting. And from what we've seen
Damn.
so far, it doesn't look like they're half-assing it. It doesn't just look like
Okay,
Dark
that's a
Souls,
good
but in
list.
an
That's a
open
good
world.
list.
The way they've talked about
GG's.
how they're designing the bosses and how the flow
But click on this video on the screen and I will see you right there. Just click it, man. You're gonna